Good Friday afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Garden State Weather Premium, Garden State Weather on Facebook, Garden State Weather, or just Garden State WX actually on Twitter. Not on there this morning, have too much to do. So we're looking at the storm here, and it's over pretty much. Dry air is now invading us here on the low-level water vapor channel here. There's a few clouds around the area, but the sun is trying to break out just a little bit. Probably should do a visible right now. And we still have some clearing working in here. Here's our area of low pressure that has consolidated from the one center here, which was over Kentucky, Virginia, Ohio, and it has consolidated into this storm system now off the southern New England coast, where precipitation continues in that respect here, but it's all off the east coast here. So we'll take this off right now, take that off. So we're going to get into some clearing during this afternoon and a better shot of clearing, but there's another cold front right behind this area here, and we're going to have to work that in through the forecast as well. Here's a look at our storm reports here from this morning in New Jersey. We had some snow, not a lot. Most of it was freezing rain and sleet. We got some trees down on wires down, that kind of thing. Elevated flat ice, radial ice, mostly sleet here in Sussex County here in 1 inch measured in Stockholm this afternoon. That is mostly sleet, according to the reporter here, Train Spotter. Freezing rain, 0.17 of an inch, 1.2 inches here in Sussex. Final report near Wantage here. Most of this was sleet and freezing rain, and most of it's gone now. I mean, it's on the trees, but the roads are pretty good, so we did fairly well. Once again, freezing rain in around the city, Suffolk County, but upstate New York, Essex County here in New York, about 6 inches, and up 5 inches here around Albany and Del Mar. Okay, so it snowed pretty good. Heavy snow, 8 inches in Schenectady, 7 inches of snow in Delaware, New York, reported from Binghamton's office. So, we expected most of the snow to be over these locations, and indeed that worked out. Mesoscale analysis shows the water vapor now off the coast, so that's good. And we're not really, doing too fairly bad here. Here's our main center here. We're still over New York, but it's giving way to the main coastal system here. This is the Miller B off the southern New England coast. And in the upstairs of the atmosphere, 700 millibars, all of the deep moisture content here and the relative humidity values is now offshore. And that's good news. That is definitely good news. And if we looked at the 850 millibar analysis, well, cold air is on the way. It's quite warm now. Where it has warmed up and changed everything over from freezing rain, sleet to rain, and then drizzle, and then, then out of here. Right now, cold air is on the way, and that is associated with the cold front that is going to be moving into our area this afternoon. So here's our double low here with our main one here, and transferring its energy off the coast of southern New England right now. And we're caught in between the two with a cold front, or nearly a dissolving cold front here as it makes its way across eastern Pennsylvania during this afternoon. This is currently the surface analysis. We'll take a look at the fronts now, and we'll go through the rest of the morning into the afternoon. And as you can see, the cold front comes through, but there's no precipitation really behind it. And high pressure builds in from the Midwest. And this area of low pressure that we were concerned about possibly for the weekend is going to scoot out to sea along that front, so we shouldn't have any problem with that. And it looks like other than weak fronts or troughs moving through, here's our storm in question on Sunday along the frontal boundary here, or just north of the frontal boundary. That's out to sea, so we don't have to worry about that. And it's pretty quiet around here for the next couple of days into early next week. We have to worry about a warm front coming through, and temperatures rebounding again nicely by the midweek period of next week, but really nothing in the way of storminess. And as one can see through the observations here, if they load, we've had better than 1/2 inch to 1 inch of liquid across the area with this particular event. 1 o'clock this afternoon, temperatures are now rising at or above freezing in most areas, and precipitation has exited here. Temperatures are in the mid-30s to the lower 40s here in central and southern New Jersey. Today's minimums, they were in the teens and 20s and low 30s when the precipitation began. And let's see if we can do radar. We'll do visible. This will show up. Here's that cold front coming through, and there's no precipitation really behind this. If we looked at the radar here, there's nothing. And for southern New England here, from Albany north through Massachusetts, and this is the only advisories we have left, which are winter storm warnings, and they're in effect until 10 p.m. This evening across this area here. Here's the cold front. Here's a trough line cold front coming through. This is where the colder air is located behind this trough axis here, and all the winds are now out of the west. 7-day forecast temperatures for this afternoon in the upper 30s to lower 40s before the cold front comes through, dropping back into the 30s tonight. Not too bad. That's not too bad. Back into the low 40s for tomorrow on Saturday, back into the 30s across the region, but that's not too bad really, considering it's still the end of February here. Sunday, temperatures again rebounding a little bit into the low and mid 40s, upper 40s to around 50 in the Delmarva area. That's nice. That should melt anything that's solid on the ground. And on Monday, temperatures fall back again with another weak cold front coming through. Temperatures again in the upper 20s to low and mid 30s. And we rebound on Tuesday back into the 40s, mid and upper 40s from the I-95 corridor south to around 50 in the Delmarva. Temperatures about the same on Wednesday, not too bad, really not too bad of a week coming up. And temperatures again upper 30s north and low and mid 40s south next Thursday. As we go through climatology in the month of March here in the New Jersey, New York, Philadelphia I-95 corridor, we start March off with normal high temperatures in the low to the mid 40s at the beginning of the month, and we end this on the 31st, where temperatures are back into the upper 40s and low and mid 50s across the area. This is climatology. Now, if we go into low temperatures starting on March 1st, the normals are basically in the low to the mid 20s, mid and upper 20s central and south. Low 30s in the Delmarva, and we end the month off with normal average lows in the lower 30s across the north and the upper 30s to right around 40 or so in the Delmarva. Taking a look at the latest afternoon run of the RAP model guidance here from Pivotal Weather. Here is our main center here. Here's our secondary here off the coast, and all the precipitation is now moving away from the area except for southern New England. And as we move this through, cold front's going to come through. Temperatures will lower a little bit, but it's not severely that cold, really. And there's not much precipitation, if anything, here, showing up on the reflectivity and precipitation type. As far as temperatures go, take a look at that. Temperatures are climbing, and here comes that cold front through the area, so temperature is going to lower tomorrow morning, late tonight, tomorrow morning, back into the 20s and 30s across the region. Some teens here in the north, and of course, where there's snowpack in New York, temperatures will be in the single digits. But you know, even on Saturday morning, just before dawn or around dawn, it's going to be quite chilly in here, but mainly dry. And as far as precipitable water, there isn't much left here. It's been wrung out now across the coast, and out it goes, and just dry. This is very dry air in the precipitable water vapor channel here as we go through Saturday morning. So not looking at anything of that nature. And as far as cloud cover, well, there'll be breaks in the clouds this afternoon here and there, and we'll probably get into a better break from this as we head into the day, but even tomorrow it'll still be quite cloudy around the area. We'll get into that in a moment. And on the RAP model guidance here is the simulated infrared satellite imagery. So we still have some vestiges here from another system down to the south here, and the short waves moving through the flow. So quite a bit of cloud cover around here. We're probably not going to break out of the cloud cover until late tomorrow afternoon. Late morning afternoon here before we get into a better position here. But then again, we have to watch for this disturbance here, because that is going to produce cloud cover and no precipitation around here on Sunday as that heads out to sea. Back to the European model guidance here from last night. The new run is still coming in this afternoon, so it's not quite up yet. In fact, I think it's at 96 hours here, so not enough to look at. I don't really see anything major here. I see colder air and troughs moving through the polar flow into the eastern United States. Here's our storm in question for Sunday and Monday, but it's separate from the flow, which is west to east across the country. So there's no amalgamation here between jet structures here. So that storm heads out over the ocean. And then by the middle of the week, here comes another cold front through the area. It doesn't look too bad. Heights don't look too bad either. Thicknesses don't look bad at all. West to east flow here. And again, troughs coming through the polar flow here, but nothing significant in terms of snow or winter storms. And then a warm up coming late next week into the weekend. Yeah, warm up with a ridge here. More cutoff lows here are upper positively tilted troughs here. This one's negative tilted here, but don't really see any amalgamation here. And this is a telltale sign of that. If we looked at the righty, we want to do stratosphere. Let's do the stratosphere right now. Here is, let's see, I don't think we have this up yet. 25th is today. Yeah. Nope. Nope, that's not coming up. So we have to do last night's run. Here's the polar vortex now. Here's our stratospheric warming over the top. And it is warping it and is consolidating it, but it's still warped, but it's in two locations here. So even by day 7 here on March 4th, it can get cold around here in the eastern United States under this kind of regime. That looks to separate and then go in the opposite direction. But this is very interesting how this is all evolving here. Yes, it is.